Welcome to 365 Language Planet. This is Let's Speak English and Nihongo, the conversation practice live stream. Before we start, let's look at last month's 365 language galaxies, moons, and planets. So last month, art by Mirak and Faridi 32. Way to go, everyone. If you want to become a 365 language planet, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat. So, let's begin. 始めましょう. This is episode 52 of Let's Speak English and Nihongo Live. The theme of this episode is 2026, the new year. 日本語で2026年、新年. The first question of tonight's show is, did you get the new year off to a good start? 日本語で新年は良いスタートを切りましたか? Did you get the new year off to a good start? I was like, yes, I got the new year off to a pretty good start. I exercised at a park with my friend, and I've studied languages every day. How about you? Did you get the new year off to a good start? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. Did you get the new year off to a good start? 新年は良いスタートを切りましたか? 私はとってもいいスタートを切りました. あなたはチャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Did you get the new year off to a good start? I got off to a very good start this year. How about you? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Oh, Charming! Long time no see. Thank you so much for joining tonight's show. Charming says, yes, I did. I went to the hot springs with my family, and I had a very good time. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear from you, Charming. Long time no see. Indeed. It's great to hear from you. And I'm happy to hear you got the new year off to a good start. That's great. That's very nice. Well, did you get the new year off to a good start? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. 新年は良いスタートを切りましたか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Charming, what hot spring did you go to? Did you go to a hot spring in Guma? This year, I have not gone to a hot spring yet. But I did do Hatsumode yesterday. Yesterday, I went to Hachiman Jingu Shrine in Maebashi, which was very nice. If you're just joining tonight's show, please... Oh, Minakami Hot Springs. Sounds nice. Did you get the new year off to a good start? 新年は良いスタートを切りましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。Did you get the new year off to a good start? Very simple answer, just be like, yes, I got the new year off to a good start, a very good start, or not a good, no, make it no, I didn't get the new year off to a good start. And then you can always give a reason why. Maybe you went to hot springs with your family, or you took a trip, you had a lot of fun times. Okay, well, okay, K Workshop says, I really got it. I've got some new ideas for electric harp and riding a motorcycle. That's great. Great to hear. And thank you so much for joining tonight's show. Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show too. I had a good start. I was happy to have my kids back. Wow, that's great. Great news. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight's show. All right, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。If you want, you can write a new question about 2026, or you can write a question about anything. Okay, why? Oh, thank you for joining tonight's show. Lyle says, hi. Yes, I did. I had a good and busy time with my family at home. That sounds great. I'm so happy to hear that. That is good news. For me, I didn't have too busy of a time. I was my busiest day was January 1st because I stayed up all night watching a football game in America. So the game started at 2 a.m. So man, I was very sleepy. Okay, K Workshop says, are you ready for working in 2026? Yes, I am very ready. I've taken a very nice rest. And so, yeah, I'm ready. How about you, K Workshop? It sounds like you are ready too. Like you've been busy making new ideas for your electric harp. Are you ready for working in 2026? Great question. I'm going to start teaching from tomorrow. I'm very excited to teach again. Right. You can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書けます。英語、日本語、何でも OK です。Okay, Workshop says, of course I am. That's great. All right. Charming says, do you have any plans to enjoy this year? Great question. That's very similar to the next question of tonight's show. So, let's wait. Let's wait and talk about that when we move on to the next section. All right, Takesh says, have you eaten mochi since the new year began? Great question. I had nabe one day, and in the nabe, I had a little mochi bag, kind of, in the nabe. Oh, it was very, very delicious, very good mochi. How about you, Takesh? Have you eaten mochi since the new year began? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. Okay, well, let's move on to the... Oh, we got YO has a question. It says, what time are you gonna wake up tomorrow morning? Great question, YO. Tomorrow I have to teach, and so I'm going to wake up at my regular time, which is 6:15 a.m. Hopefully. I hope. How about you, Ayo? Okay, great questions. All right, let's move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is, are you excited for anything in 2026? 日本語で2026年に楽しみにしていることはありますか? So, I thought it's kind of similar to Charming's question. Do you have any plans to enjoy this year? For me, I'm very excited for my son's elementary school graduation. 私の息子の小学校卒業をとても楽しみにしています。あなたは? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。Alright, so are you excited for anything in 2026? 2026年に楽しみにしていることはありますか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。Are you excited for anything in 2026? I know I'm excited to teach tomorrow as well. And this week, I'm excited to teach this coming week. How about you? 2026年に楽しみにしていることはありますか? チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Are you excited for anything in 2026? 2026年に楽しみにしていることはありますか? And, if you want, you can always say, no, I'm not excited for anything. That's okay too. All right, K-Workshop says, yes, I'm excited for trying to make a private off-road course in my garden. Wow, that sounds very exciting. Good luck. Good luck. That's great. All right. Okay, YO says, yes, I'm excited for traveling to somewhere. Sounds great. I'm happy to hear that. Kan Mama, thank you for joining tonight's show. Kan Mama says, yes, I'm excited to go to Ishigaku Island with my son's family. Sounds great. I've never been to Ishigaku Island. I hope I can go someday. I'm not, if it's possible, I'm excited to visit Hokkaido this summer. One of my friends has been living this August. Will be his 20th year of living in Japan, so he's having a kind of party with his friends and family in Hokkaido. So hopefully I can go and visit, celebrate his life in Japan. So yeah, that is exciting. Oh, Mom says, sorry, Ishigaki Island, no problem. Ishigaki Island. Okay, well, if you are still typing, please continue, and you can share your answers to this question or the last question anytime. Okay, but now let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。All right, Charming says, I'm excited to visit Kyoto with my son's family. Wow, exciting. I hope you have a great trip. Takesh says, I'm excited to meet up with my old friends to prepare for the reunion held once every 5 years. Wow, sounds fun. That sounds like lots of fun. Okay, I hope you guys have a great meeting and you have a great reunion. Okay, so now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have about 3 minutes. 3分ぐらいあります。As always, you can write a question about the theme of the show, which is 2026, the new year, 2026年、新年, or you can write questions about anything. 何でもについて質問を書けます。Please try to write a question. ぜひ書いてみてください。A lot of busy people this year. I think that's, it's kind of a simple question, but you might ask, are you going to be busy this year? Our you questions are always useful. All right, K-Workshop says, how did you enjoy this New Year's holiday? I took a great rest. That's great to hear. I took a very good rest too. Yes. And I went to, every day, I went to a park or a shrine and practiced jump roping with my son. And sometimes we flew his new drone, which was very fun. And I took a rest. I took a lot of rest. Charming says, do you have any happy plans for your son's graduation? Great question. Not so much yet. We're just planning on having a party with the other families. Great question, Charming. Takesh says, what are your goals for 2026? Great question. That is very similar to the next question of tonight's show. So let's talk about that soon. We'll talk about that soon. But great question, Takesh. What are your goals for 2026? Great question. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you can share questions in the chat or in the comments anytime. Now, let's move on to the last question of tonight's show, which is, what would you like to do in 2026? 日本語で2026年に何をしたいですか? So this is very similar to Takeshi's question. What are your goals for 2026? What would you like to do in 2026? For me, I would like to happily teach many people English. Yeah, and of course, I would like to continue studying languages and going to the gym, trying to improve my energy. And hopefully speaking languages with many people this year. But how about you? What would you like to do in 2026? 2026年に何をしたいですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. What would you like to do in 2026? 2026年に何をしたいですか? 私は多くの人に喜んで英語を教えたいです。または Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have about 3 minutes. 3分ぐらいあります. What would you like to do in 2026? All right. Hey, hi, Bridge. Thank you for joining the first show of this year. Hybrid says, in 2026, I want to travel far away. Wow. That sounds very ambitious. Yes. Sometimes, like when you travel far away, you could say, another phrase for that is, I want to take a great adventure. Usually, if you travel far away, that is a great adventure. So, great idea. What would you like to do in 2026? You could also say, what are your goals for 2026? 2026年に何をしたいですか? 2026年の目標は何ですか? Okay, YO says, I'd like to okay, so great idea, YO. What I would say is I'd like to continue having a healthy life in 2026. Because I think, if you're healthy now, you can say, I'd like to continue having a healthy life. So that's one way. Okay, Takesh says, I want to get back to the basics of drawing. So I aim to sketch something small at least once every day. And of course, I study English conversation every day too. Wow. I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. What would you like to do in 2026? 2026年に何をしたいですか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Charming says, I'd like to learn Italian more. Of course, English in 2026. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. I would like to continue studying Italian as well. I think. Oh. I forgot how to say more in Italian. But, yeah, it's okay. All right. Great job. If you're still typing, please continue. K Workshop says, I'd like to ride a motorcycle more, go to hot springs, make private off-road course, master English, and so on. Nice. Mama says, I want to visit Seoul, Korea twice in 2026. Wow. Nice ideas. Great. Okay, well, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. Right. You can write a new question in the chat or in the comments now. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. Charming, if you want, you could write a question in Italian. I'm trying to remember Italian. Okay, well, anyways, please enjoy. Please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. Okay, Charmin says, thank you very much for a very fun time. My pleasure. My pleasure. Prego. I think prego means you are welcome in Italian. Right, Charmin? Prego. Prego. I could be wrong. You should always double check. I'm not a native Italian speaker, but I believe prego means welcome. I'd say, Charming, thank you very much for joining tonight's show. I'm so happy to see you join the show again. If you want, you can write a question about 2026, the new year, or you can write a question about anything. 2026年新年について質問をかけます。何でもついて質問をかけます。Okay, she says yes, it's right. Prego. Woo, nice. I remembered. I'm very happy to remember. I want to speak Italian, German, Spanish, and Japanese more this year. I want to help people speak English and other languages more this year too. How about you? All right, Takesh says, what kind of year do you think 2026 will be for you? I think mine will be a very busy year. Great question, great answer. I don't know. One of my favorite phrases in Japanese is kami nomi zo shiru, which if you translate to English would be only God knows. But usually in English we say only time will tell. But I think, I'm becoming a healthier, maybe smarter person. So I think I will have a happy year. And hopefully I'll be busy but happy. Kami no mizo shiru. Okay, well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you can always share your questions in the chat or in the comments anytime. Okay. Workshop says, did you get enough rest? Let's get started, 2026. Fantastic. Yes, I got enough rest. Although I have been having a little trouble sleeping recently because I've been sleeping in. So hopefully I get good sleep tonight. Great question, Workshop. All right, well, that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining tonight's show and sharing your great answers and questions in the chat. Let's speak English and Nihongo. The conversation practice live stream is every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. My pleasure, Wayo. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great night. And of course, I hope everyone has a great night. So I will see you next time. Mata chikai uchi ni benkyou shimashou. Okay. Takeshi is wishing you all the best in the new year. Great. Me too. Okay, till